Alrighty, Doctor from North America. I need to get that cough drop in my throat because when I speak out loud, I can hear it still in there. I got that hay fever going on. Harvesting wheat. Everything's basically making us a little choke a little bit. So, let's get a cough drop in my mouth and let's get rolling along. You can see right there the dollar index up firm for the third day now. You see three green dots up here. Oh, right there. Let's try that one more time. As you can see right there, the three green dots, it's moving up. At the same time, you see down here, the daily, definitely 2 days up. This is the third day now as we speak. It's just not showing it to us yet. And let's see, where's it at? Right there. And then the weekly, you can see, we've been 2 full weeks in a, let's see if we can grab a hold of this again, right there, like that. We've been 2 full weeks in a sell, and we are now in the third week of a sell, of course. And you see that pressure on it, and it's trying to tighten up. And that's the yesterday's, reading. They're on the 20th. We're going to get that straightened out. We just think we've got the right code figured out this morning. So we're getting closer and closer to getting this thing running right. We're pushing on it hard. All right, and that is the dollar index. You can see that pressure on it. And it's had this, you can see here. You see, we do that again like that. You can see this downwardly slope. Let's see. Let's try that again. Oh, that did it right there. You see this downwardly slope. The pressure has been on it. You see it. Let's see if it's showing up on the screen there. There it is. Yeah, all that downwardly slope in there, and that makes sense because the so I don't cough here because I'm still fighting this hay fever. As I said, the hay is being harvested all around me. Everything's in the air. So the dollar is being kept firm because, not being kept firm. Let's put it this way: interest rates are not coming down yet, but they know they are going to come down, and that's why you got that big, long, downwardly slope since the middle of April. And every time they fail to lower rates, you get a pop back up. And right now, looks like we'll see, no rate cut again going into, I guess it's July at this point, or is it June? I think it's June. It's June. And so the Fed released its minutes yesterday, and there's not a lot of clarity in the sense of anything changing at the moment. We keep on expecting to see the same story. The inflation rate is getting worse. Not dramatically worse like it did in the first year and a half of Mr. Biden. A reason I accidentally said Obama is that yesterday, or no, I guess it's like 2 days ago now, Mr. Biden had a speech, and basically said that he was the vice president in 2020 during COVID. And that Mr. Obama had sent him to Michigan to help out. So when I think of Mr. Biden, I think of Mr. Obama. And when he keeps on trying to tell us that he's not sure if he was the vice president or not in office at all, it becomes confusing in my head sometimes. And so that's the reason there. But that's also the reason why our interest rates are being held tight, because he wants to lower rates, and obviously since he doesn't understand economics and doesn't understand what creates inflation, he doesn't understand that you just can't just lower rates instantly because it would just increase the inflation faster. So, it's a real catch-22. The best way to describe it is, it's just a very confused situation. So, and that's why the if that Society of Freedom of Information Act is suing the Department of Justice because they want to hear. They want to hear. What do they want to hear? They want to hear. They want to hear the actual transcript, what he said in his own voice instead of what they read, because they don't know exactly what they're hiding. When they do the transcripts of Mr. Biden speaking, they change things in it. Not a lot, but they change some things so that it's not so condemning of his inability to understand economics or his understanding to understand finance or inflation and so forth. And so that's why that whole story is going on, and it plays right back to the interest rates, because the Federal Reserve has promised to lower interest rates 7 times since last November and has not done it yet. And there's pressure, and Mr. Biden keeps on telling people in speeches that interest rates are coming down soon, very soon. So we don't know how much political pressure he's putting on the Federal Reserve. Obviously, so far, it has the pressure that he is putting on it is because of inflation increasing. And at the same time, he in his speeches, he's telling people that, it's coming down and it's coming down soon. And so, we know that the support by the Federal Reserve or the manipulation by the Federal Reserve or the policies of the Federal Reserve are obviously being pressured to do what Mr. Biden wants, which is they're supposed to be an independent and not have that. But he forgets that he's not supposed to talk out loud about it, and he forgets that he's not allowed to talk about it. So, we keep on falling back to this process where we're sitting on the sidelines and the markets are looking at it, and you can see here, the dollar index has been dropping, anticipating some type of interest rate cut, and then every so often you get another pop like you had right there. Just like that, and now it's trying to do it again. So, interesting. All right, let's go from there. Let's go over to the euro. Take a look at the euro this morning. There it is right there. There's the euro. You see it's been kind of climbing up, and then now it's doing its backing off. You can see it's been in the weekly buy for a while. Let's go over to the old platform. All right. Right there. And you see the weekly buy for 3 weeks now. And, we'll take a look at the, right there. You can see that's 3 weeks right there. Same thing on the beta. And then you can see here, you got your daily sell for 3 days now. A little pressure on it, meaning why we're seeing the dollar index doing the opposite direction. There it is right there. And there's the opposite direction. You see that? The dollar index lifting up. But the weekly is still in a sell, which is interesting. let's just check it out over on the Chicago Quant platform, just to double check that, to compare it. We always like to, double check how they're acting, how much they're working together. And there you can see it's a third week on the beta, right there. And over on the platform we've been using, it's going on to a second week. That's all. Interesting. We always find that fascinating. You can see the fast, though, has been in the sell 2, 3, 4 weeks trying to get back into the buy. And then when we go over here and look at it, same situation. The fastest sell, sell, sell. 4 weeks going on a fifth week. So we find this working out, getting better and better and better. We're going to get that beta running really soon. I can feel it. It's just a matter of time now. And then from there, let's jump back to the, what do we have there? We have the, let's go back to the euro. And there it is there, that euro. A little leaky. Yeah, nothing major. All right, let's check out cable. See what the cable's up to today. There it is right there. Cable has not gone into the sell at all. You see there also the weekly is in the full second week. The fast has been in there. This is the fourth week for the fast. And we go over to the beta. Take a peek at that. You see that there. Actually, it went in. The fast jumped into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks it's been in there. So, ever since this bottom in here. And then you can see it slid in the, this is interesting, is that you can see the weakness that was there, and it's climbing right back up again. So 2 days in a buy, it slid into that sell from that 1 day there. Let me just emphasize that a little bit and try to read it better. Yeah, that's Monday. So pushed it into the sell on Monday. Let's go check out how it looks on the older platform that we use every day. In this case here, the platform is really reflecting more, the strength right here, and it's been in a daily buy for a while. Let's just go back to that beta again. Interesting to see that. So it caught that move, corrected on Monday, and then on Tuesday it went back into the buy, but we only had a red dot there. That's interesting. So it didn't really push, and now today it has spiked up. Okay, well, it is what it is. We don't have any influence in controlling the data out of this, so it's just the way it reads it. And obviously you wouldn't take any shorts because it's in a weekly buy, so you just would have enjoyed this big profit, waiting to join in again. All right. From there, we'll go over to the Swiss. Truly, truly, truly real inflation fighters. It's the real inflation fighters. Oh, what I was thinking is that somebody jumped in at the very end, just as we were closing the platform, so I couldn't chat. Someone said, "Hey, we haven't stopped in a while. Thought we'd stop in and say hi." So if you're out there, stop in and say hi early, not when I'm ready to turn off the system. All right, and there is the Swiss. The Swiss has been in a daily buy for 4 days there. You see that. I think I'm going to put the Swiss. Let's see, what's the symbol on that? So let's try the Swiss. I'm going to put it in there and take a peek at that too. There it is right there. So it's like that. No, I think it's the. Let's see, what is that? That's I guess it's the other way around, isn't it? So it's USD. Still fighting that hay fever. CHF. That's it. Let's see how that goes. We'll give this a spin. All right, there you go. Now that's interesting. That weekly has been in a sell and is just jumping back into that buy. Let's just show you what we're looking at there. Whereas it was in the buy here on the old platform, and the beta, and you can see here the fast went into the sell back in here, and there it is right there. You see it went into the sell there, and it's climbing back into the buy. And the daily is not really updating that much. I'm not sure why, but we'll keep on working on that, trying to get that perfected. And as you can see right here, it's in 4 days of a buy, and back here. Let's see if we amplify it. Yeah, we don't even see it. It's not even calculating it. All right. Yep. Interesting. And you see that little spike up today, and there it is, doing the same thing there. Definitely, Swiss are doing a good job of fighting the inflation. From there, we'll jump over to yen, and we should do the same thing. Let's put it into the beta. Let's see what it looks like. There. JPY. Okay, save. Let's see what that does. This should be interesting. There you are. You see it. Oh, that's interesting. It's starting to flirt with the sell in the beta. It's doing the weekly pretty well. We'll have to figure out what's going wrong with there. Look at that. So it's been in that buy for this whole move up. And the same thing with there on the other platform. You can see that. You see the fast trying to turn up there. I see the same thing there. Matter of fact, it turned up last week. Interesting. All right. Seems like the British pound is the most accurate between that and the euro. See, all it does come down to is the amount of trades getting into the system. And it's it's I have no control over the data, so it's just it's reading it or it's reading it wrong, and I have to try to tell it to read it better. So, all right, and that's the yen. Now the yen, it's just seems to be trapped between the two Fibonacci's of the 100. Is that 100 or 1? Yeah, 100% and 161. That's what that is right here. It's just trapped between the two big Fibonacci numbers. bouncing off of it, hitting it there, bouncing off of it there. We set this up. We're looking at that Fibonacci sequence since it broke the 112 or 110 area and broke out, and we were saying, it's going to run up to the 130s and, stall out, and or 124 or something like that. Ran up to the 130s, topped out, hit another Fibonacci, bounced down. And now with all this extreme political problems they have over in Japan, it's gone all the way as high as 160. Inflation is really kicking in over there. You're feeling the pain. And not as bad as Turkey, of course, but still bad. When you think about it, it went from basically $1 to $1.60. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And we remember those days when the Turkish lira was at $1, and now it's at $34, $36, something like that. Take a look at it. So let's shift our way over to, not there, right there. Yeah, $34.85. It's gone from $1 to that. Now that's, Japan would self-explode if it did something like that. So they got something right. What? I'm not sure, but I can give you opinions, but at least it's not going to 2 or 3 or 4 or 34. So, and we've been back in the weekly buy for 2 weeks, and you can see the fast didn't like that at all and broke through right there. Back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks back. Put in that low. I guess where was it? Right here, the low right here, and just inching its way up. Wouldn't I be very happy to see it do this? Let me do a drawing on it. I'm going to show you this drawing I'm going to put up on there. This is my wish. I'd like to see the Turkish lira. Let's see, which box is it? There it is, right there. We would love to see this thing start to stay in that range. Wouldn't that be great? Just quiet down, let the economy grow, let the inflation go sideways to down, let them adjust to this whole situation. Would love to see it not play with this big box, with this smaller one. And we'll leave it on there for a while. Maybe it'll listen to us. Okay. So from there, we go over to the metals complex and take a look at the South African Rand right there, bouncing up a little bit, which means it's putting pressure on gold. Not a lot, or silver, or any of them really, but let's take a look at them. You see it right there on the beta. There's gold. It's trying to turn down a little bit. It's still in buys with no problem. Still in the weekly there. Right there. See, it's actually flirting with the sell as we speak. Right there. And, the weeklies are very firm though. Just profit taking more than anything else, I would assume. As long as we have Mr. Biden in the White House, you're going to see these. I would assume you would see these metals stay firm. And we've got silver actually acting comfortable in the $30 area now, $29 area. Remember, for a couple of years, it fought the 26. It would fall back down into the teens, go back up to 25 or 26, and fail again. But you can see here, gold is, mildly taking a profit like that did. Maybe it'll do that here. But you can see in the weekly, it's not that concerned, you can see the slow has broken the top of the time. The manifold here, the nonlinear time manifold. It's breaking it, so there's putting some pressure on it. We'll see. Let's take a look at silver right there. Almost on the edge. You can see it's 0.03. It's very close. Looking very firm. Playing in the $3. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Playing in the $32, $31, $30 area even. That's really good. Like I said, we saw it for a couple of years, having real problems getting above the 25 and 26. Let's take a look at it here. Right there. A lot of firmness. A lot of weekly buy. Even here, you can see the slow is not even touching the manifold. And you can see the strength there. And you can see that look how high this is compared to, it's not touching the daily manifold at all. It's not touching the weekly manifold whatsoever. So, looking extremely firm. You're getting a little, there it is, 0.02 versus 0.03. Just a little weakness in there. And all because we're seeing this over on the currencies. We're seeing the South African Rand trying to get back into the buy here. This has been an interesting fall from the, what's that? That's the, from 1940 basically. That was that high there, 1940. Fall away down to 1802. So it's like a 1.40 move down. Pretty impressive. But it's playing with that triangle that we identified months ago. It keeps on expanding the triangle, to be honest. We'll just keep on contracting it here so you can see it a little bit better. It's been basically flirting and flirting and flirting with it. Doesn't seem to want to let go. And then that's where we've had to adjust it again, because it dropped down even a little bit more like that. It's hard to tell the difference between their political problems and the supply and demand of the metals complex. But it is nice, we think that you see it here, it's trading in the low 18s. With the price of gold over $2,400, we think it should be like back in the old days before all the political problems down there a year and a half ago. We look at it and we think that, it really should be in the 12.5 area. So it literally has like a 33% haircut going on because of the politics. Quiet day. Don't really see many out there. Nobody's really talking, chatting, or doing anything. All right, from there. Oh, there's the mouse. We go get that mouse. From there, let me put that out of the way like that. There we go. So that little bounce, we'll see what that does. Now let's take a look at copper. There's copper on the beta. Trying to back off again today. You can see the choppiness, telling us that there's some topping going on. See, the weekly is trying to roll over together with the fast and the slow. I'm going to go over to here. Kappa. There it is. You see it's trying to get into the sell and it's not doing too much of a try. It is going into the sell the way it's acting. The weekly is not screaming. I'll go back to the beta just to look at it again. They're very firm. But you can see here yesterday they really pushed hard on it. Last couple days actually. Went into the sell here. So basically it's saying, let's do this. For the last 3 days, went into the sell right there. I guess we could do this. Let's see what we do here. Does that do it? I think that does it. So you can see here that's what the 20th, and there's the 20th. So it goes into the sell. It tries to go back into the buy, but it gives you this, so it's still in the sell. And then today it's pushing into that sell again, right there. So it's feeling that pressure. All right. Last but not least, now our platinum is giving us problems because they're reflecting, I think, the June contract or something like that. It should be disappearing soon, and it'll straighten out again. You can see here it's not reflecting that sell because it's the June contract, and at the same time we're still in that long weekly buy with it, but that's all right. And over here, what we do is we look at the July contract. Right there. You see there are 3 days pressuring down, and you can see in the daily sell for 3 days. But the weekly is not screaming, let's put it that way. It's not screaming at us that there's major problems, just that it's gotten pretty high up. So they're doing a little profit taking. And when you look at it there, just, it's a little sloppy. If I put in the actual contract, it probably would straighten it out more. We'll try to do that later on. Don't want to do it during the trading day here. All right, or webinar, part of the webinar. Now let's jump over to the crude oil. Right there, there's the energy sector. Is that it right there? There we go. And you can see yesterday it went into the sell, but it had problems. And you can see the weekly still in that sell. Right there. We've moved to the July contract. Went into the sell yesterday. And also at the same time, this thing has been in a weekly sell for 5 weeks. All right. And then what you see here is with crude going this way, let's take a look at Brent. Right there. Brent cleanly into the sell yesterday. Excuse me. Still fighting this hay fever. So you see the Brent, in a sell for a second day on the beta. And, it's been pressured for 5 weeks. Yeah, interesting. All right, from there we go over to natural gas, which has been like zoom, zoom, and zoom. You got yourself 5 full weeks in a buy, right there. And you see that, same thing on the daily. Look at that. I mean, just 1 out of the last 20 some odd days. What was that? That's 4. That's 7. 1 day in a sell. So 1 is it 7 out of 8, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 11 out of 12, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1 out of 16, 17, and today more than likely we were in that buy, so 18. So it's 1 out of the last 18 days it's been in a daily buy with the weekly buy, giving you great opportunity. All right, and that's pretty much the natural gas and oil and Brent, and then we go and check out the energy company in Spain that reflects the price of natural gas all the time. Right there, and you see it's been in a. Interesting is that it's been pushed into that sell. It's having a problem getting through the 25 area. It's really parked itself there. And you can see the weekly is trying to dip down. You can see the fast is trying to penetrate the zero line. So this is interesting, to see the way this thing is playing out. It is, we're heading towards the summer months. We're going to be in June very soon. And so it's probably very disappointing for people to think, wow, natural gas is this high. It's like, wow, can't we even have like cheap natural gas for at least another month? I mean, it was down at 20 for a while. And you can see it down here. It was down in the 1920 area for a while. And it just could not survive down there. Look at it. Boom. Within a week, it was up to 24. 23 and a half, 24. Now parked between 24 and a half and 25. Yeah, it's tough action. All right. So that's pretty much the action we've seen in the energies, the metals. I guess we could take a look at grains, which would be kind of neat. Anybody have any stocks they want to look at? We'll give you a chance to think about it. We've been following a lot of different interesting things. Give you all a chance to try to figure it out. As I take in another cough drop so I can speak with not coughing. All right. Let's go to, we'll do this. We'll go over to the international look, take a look and see how all the major stock indices are doing. And if anybody feels like we're missing one, let us know and we'll put it up there. I just don't know what other ones to put up there. That's all it comes down to. So let's go to Japan. Start off with what looks like to me is the biggest industrial nation when it comes to the currencies and so forth. So that is Japan, and there it is right there. You see it hangs the Nikkei breaking down a little bit here today. It's been in a daily buy now for 6 full days. This is looking like, because we've got the green dot, more than likely it's the 7th day. And the weekly, it's the second week in that weekly buy. Dropping, of course, and you can see the fast trying to break down, but still, flirting with the number itself. And then what we do is we turn over to one of the other strong industrial nations, especially measured by its currency and profits and so forth, and GDP and laws and so forth. And there is the Kospi in South Korea, and you can see that has broken this week into the sell. So it went into the buy last week, and you can see the fast had been in there for about, what's that, something like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, but now it's both of them. The slow and the fast are breaking down. You see, we've been in a daily sell, something like, was that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 out of the last 12 days, we've been in a sell. So there's pressure on that. It plateaued up here. And then we go over to, from South Korea, we start to head south, right? Yeah, so we go to Shanghai. See how the Shanghai is doing. I think it's about flat for the day. There it is right there to Shanghai. And so what we have here is the Shanghai. You can see it's been battling. It's over the highs of this area here. Nice. And they seem to have created a resistance there, so it's bouncing off of it. You see we are 4 days in a buy right there. Definitely the slow has broken down there, but still in the buy. You see the green dots for 4 days there. Like that. There we are. And then we go over to the weekly, and you can see they're aiming down, but they're still above the zero line. So, they're not exactly destroying the market. We'll see tomorrow how. What's today? Wednesday. Oh. Yo, Robin, what's cooking?
I put something up there. It said compare the Dow Jones Industrials to the transports. The transports are dropping.
Okay. I'll
So
take
you
it.
want to take
Yeah,
a
definitely.
look. So
Because I like
on the
following.
upside.
I like following the transports. I always watch them too. So that's
Yeah,
good.
they broke away. They're going down. Take a look.
All right, I'll go do that right now.
Okay.
All right, let's tune those things in and check it out. All right, let's see. Let's put. There is. Let's see. Where's it at? There's the futures contract. I guess what we need to do is look at the. Let's find the Dow Jones Transport Index as an ETF. That's what we need to do. Let's see if we can find that. Let's see. Where is it at? Let's go to there. Trading. There we are. Dow Jones Transport ETF. Okay, let's go with that. That looks good. Let's take a look at that. Here it comes. Excellent. Put that in there. All right. And add. Paste. Save. All right, let's take a peek at that now. There. There it is right there. Throw it up on the beta. Look at that. That's interesting. So the weekly's been in a weekly sell. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. Now the daily, it's been in a daily sell all the way across there. That's interesting. And you know what? Let me do this. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's put that one in there. Dow Jones Industrial. I see. There it is, right there. Now let's put that in the system, right next to each other. This would be kind of cool in a sense. Let's see, right there. Copy. Add. There we are. Save. Here we go. Excuse me there. Right underneath it, and there is the Dow. Now, see, it's been in a buy for 3 weeks, right there. Whereas the Dow Jones Industrial Transports have been in a sell for 10 weeks. And you can see the product has tried to lift, but it's not done the best of actions. Every time it gets into a buy, it seems to roll over and go down and make a new low there. Gets into the buy right here and lifts for a while to there. And then we go into this sell action here. And you can see, wow, it's just like spiraling down. Definitely pressure on it. Interesting. You're right, Robin. Look at that. In these times, because of the internet and internet commerce, because of the internet commerce, like an Amazon and all these other places that deliver items, and they don't have, they call it, they don't have brick and mortar. Due to the fact of no brick and mortar, the transports really represent a lot of the commerce. So, when you're looking at the Dow Jones Transportation Index and it's not performing, it really says a lot. It really does. Now, we know the problems that UPS has had and FedEx has had and so forth. But it's interesting. Thank you for pointing that out, Robin. Glad to take a look at it. That was really cool. Do you want me to put that index on yours, or you're all right? Let's see. Why don't I just do that anyway? This way you can, basically see it. Let's see. Which one are you? Are you Nibor or one Nibor? I'll wait for you to tell me. All right. Let's see, where were we at this point? Yeah, it's just an interesting thing there to see that backing off like that. All right, where were we? Let's go back to were we looking at the Shanghai? We just got done looking at the Shanghai, and it's right there. It's holding up firm, so forth. And then we go over to Hong Kong, which led this whole move up on the upside. You can see Hong Kong is starting to roll over a little bit. Went into the sell yesterday. Obviously, with the red dot there today, it's in the daily sell right now, too, at the same time. And at the same time, you can see the weekly is trying to roll over, but not yet. Not yet. So right now, it's just on a short-term basis, just the daily's feeling a little pain there. And then we zip. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Let's go take a look at Taiwan. Let's check out the chip maker. Right there. And there's the Hong Kong. Oh, look at that. Not Hong Kong, Taiwan. The chip manufacturer in Taipei. And you can see here the daily is trying to get into the buy there. Yesterday it did not do it, but today it's lifting up. More than likely it's there now. And it's in a weekly buy now for, what's that, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So you wouldn't take the short either way. You are one. Okay, let me put that in there. I'm going to put both of those in there. Let's see, tickers. Put that in there. Paste. That's all right. And then, let's see. Ticker. Where's it at? I guess with the little arrow up, shift instead of me. So it's just that and DJT. Save. All right, just refresh. Oh, let's straighten that out. Make sure I do that right. Let's see. Add, like right there, and there. DJT. There we are. Save. So just refresh at this point. Just refresh. Let's see. Let me just get rid of that. All right, there we go. All good there. So I got both of those in there for you now, Robin. All right. What do we do from here? We go from Taipei to the Singapore Straits Times. The new Hong Kong, I guess you could say. You see it's battling to get into the daily buy yesterday. Had a hard time at it. It's trying to press in there today. You can see it's got a green and a red. You can see that pressure on it right up in there. And at the same time, you can see the daily is trying to close into the buy. Yesterday it was, and just actually that's the 20th, and let me see what this is. Something's odd about that. So that's the 20th, and there's the 21st. Okay, so it did close into the buy, and it's somehow or another. Today's the 22nd. It's not updating yet, so I'm not sure what the malfunction is there. But notice it's on top of each other at the moment. It does that sometimes when it hasn't collected data. And you can see here it's 5 weeks in a buy, so there's no way you take a short out of this, that's for sure. All right, from there we'll shoot over to the All Ordinary and give you a quick look at everything there because we're running out of time now. So let's go do that. I don't even have a label for it today. Let's see. Let's go to the All Ordinary. Right there. You see it's in a buy for a bunch of days now. It's at 4 or 5 days. Tried to get into the sell but failed. And same time we're in a weekly buy for 3 full weeks. Then the Nifty 50 right there. There's 5 days in a daily buy, looking good. On its 6th day now in a daily buy, and at the same time this is the 2nd week in a weekly buy. Then we launch ourselves over to Europa, and there it is right there. There's the DAX. It's been flirting with these sells off and on, but we're in the weekly buy, so there's no shorts you're taking, that's for sure. Fast is breaking down through the zero line. Interesting, but not any real. And you can see it's in the sell now for, I guess it looks like 3 days now. It's in the sell there. So today's the 3rd day in a sell. It's got a green dot there, but it's the histogram is below the zero line, so it's and went into the sell the day before on the 20th right there with a red dot. So it stays in that sell until they both join in. In other words, we get the histogram into the plus and we get a green dot, or vice versa. All right, from there we go over to Paris, and there is it's been in a sell for 5 days. You can see that there, moving down like that in that area there. Just pressuring down. And the weekly, went into the weekly. It's in the weekly sell this week. It's breaking down, and fast is breaking down, slow is breaking down after 3 weeks in the buy. It caught that whole move up in there. And then we go to London. You see London's down for the last 3 days. This is the 4th day in a sell now. So it's pressuring down, and at the same time the weekly is still in the buy, but fast is breaking down through the zero line. So there's a little pressure kicking in all around there. And then, as Robin has identified, let's go right back to it again. There's the Dow Jones Industrial Average right there. Still in the buy. And that's curious. It's not reflecting today yet because it hasn't started. So I guess we go over to the futures and see how it's looking. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Still same way, 4 weeks in a buy. It's holding up, but we are a 2nd day in, we're a 3rd day in a sell right there. It's doing that same thing. So it went into the sell on here, tried to go back into the buy, but the histogram stayed down in the minus, and now today we got a red dot there. More than likely the histogram is still minus. All right. NASDAQ, let's see what they're doing with that. You see that's been in a buy for like 12, 13 days straight. You see 3 solid weeks in a buy. and at the same time, that climbing. There's a 13 days up, and then we'll go to the S&P 500, and same situation, like 13 days in a buy, and it survived yesterday's push into the sell. In other words, it's still in the buy, and it's the weekly is a third week in the buy at the moment. All right, traders, we're out of here. So, catch you. Today's Happy to Hump Day, Wednesday. So we will catch you all tomorrow, and that'll be Thursday. So, happy trails to you. Until we meet again, happy trails to you. All my trading friends. Later, traders. We will catch you all tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Ta-ta.